and I opened this, and this stuff isn't as thick as liquid nail. It's a little bit runny, but it's really sticky. It's for drywall, noise proofing. I don't think it's like as noise proofing as you would want noise proofing nowadays, but I found a bunch of tubes. I actually like got like only guy, I think, but pretty good stuff. I'm into this stuff when I was doing pretty much aquarium stuff, and basically here's the tip of it, and just a little bit of it, you can kind of feel the stickiness, and it's basically like rubber, almost like rubber cement or PCV type of stuff. It's really um pro professional stuff. I got really lucky. Just pretty much, or some stuff. I pretty much I can't think of the right word, but I glued some boxes to this. I harbor it or hoard it. I'm not sure. So let's see. Yeah, I had to cut this off and you know, put the tip on. I could probably make speaker. I mean, this could be a good wood glue, like speaker boxes, things like this, joints, and it's pretty sticky stuff. But I haven't tested any of it. I kind of, let's say, most of it. So there's pretty much uh cardboard boxes that I glued the flaps. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes, things like that. I scored a line where the flap was and stuff, and then now I've got everything kind of organized, one on top of each other, pushing down the glue. Yeah, and these boxes are for the green glue, the green lime. Besides, I mean, it's quite really sticky, and I'm actually trying to make some glue myself. I have a jar. I've got a couple of, I found a couple of cans. This is spirit oil and this is paint thinner. I tried the spirit oil and I tried the acetone, and it says it thins and fiberglass resins, epoxies, and adhesives. So I tried breaking down some glue. So I got some old, this was like $15, at least 15 bucks, but it's really rubber. I put some acetone in here, but I'm trying to recover any of this type of glue. And then I poured out the acetone. I used a funnel also, and basically stored it away. It wasn't breaking down the plastic, so I got kind of like some free cleaner. But in there, I also have, I tried the mineral oil. That's just cooking some old expired oil, but that's mineral oil. And kind of like the sorting bin is actually like on top of where I'm gluing boxing dirty, but I kind of have like other jars and things. I've got a small jar of like some of the plastic, or that's weatherproof paint, oil jar, empty jar, paint jar, filter floss. So actually this is the stuff. It's just grindings from the skateboard tails. And I tried acetone, I tried mineral oil, and it doesn't break down. So here's just another bag of just random stuff. There's fluids. Back to passing this. And then I've got this type of plastic, this hard, more heavy duty, but is brittle stuff. And I put acetone in here for a week and nothing happened. So, and then I tried to boil it with some paint when I was and nothing happened. Even like hot water, nothing happened to this plastic. So there's really, I'm just trying to make some glue. I tried acetone, I tried spirit oil, spirit oil is mainly for like cleaning. I would have to clean spray bottles, and then this is empty, just clean bucket. So some random minerals and stuff. So there's all types of plastic pieces that I tried to make into like adhesive, like this stuff, and it's not been working with acetone. Sorry, so I broke up a few of those pieces and put it into a glass jar and filled it up, you know, 3/4, just to see if it could melt the plastic, and it doesn't. And just as a reference, with that type of plastic, I also tried to melt it uh, with other plastics. This is actually saran wrap or clear plastic and stuff, and paint that I had, and even like the saran wrap doesn't really, you know, the 2 liter, it kind of molds and bends, but it doesn't fully melt in water, in hot water. So, but and even this. So yeah, so I gotta edit a little bit, but this is acetone that was in with this glue bottle, this Elmer's wood. It used to be wood glue and things, and I put it in this one, and then I put it into the other grindings, and it was, you know, I covered it with some type of plastic and things, and it kind of cleaned up a few things, I think, or smoothed it, but it didn't. So I added this stuff, acetone, and then I've got mineral oil, spirit oil, and then I also have like a funnel with filter floss and a clean jar, I think. You know, put that on there, and then if it didn't work, just kind of store it inside of a glass jar. But I even put this stuff in this glue, which I know is pretty, but it's a pretty, this is at least like 20 years old. I mean, I got this a long time ago. It started hardening. I lost the small cover, but I added some of that, and it just softened a little bit. It kind of feels like rubber, but I've got to test it. I've got to basically test it. So I got to take out, I probably have to cleaner that I have, but just for this videos. So I've got some odorless mineral spirits, and then this is paint thinner. So I already know what some products like paint thinner. I've been working with that with the dry cleaning, and then with some of the painting. You know, cleaning brushes, reusing brushes. You could really clean up paint brushes and stuff with paint thinner. Maybe I could really use it with the clear plastic. So I'm gonna actually add some of this right now, since, you know, it's kind of to these other 2 jars that I already tried and it didn't work. So I added this paint thinner into both of these. Took off the gloves. I think if the paint thinner might work. It's actually quite good with paint brushes and just really dried up paint on brushes. So it's going to take a little while to, you know, see if this breaks down the plastics or just and things and turns into like a glue. I'm hoping, you know, I kind of moved past this and just kind of like have to, you know, just kind of like be aware of you know, like the problem and clear epoxy and stuff. I really don't need to do this, but I, you know, I've tried acetone, I've tried mineral spirits, and now some paint thinner. There's also other, there might be other, open up this, I got a stir stick and something to cut the bottle. So here's the bottle cut open. I don't even think like this jar, I could try both. This is the mineral spirit, so I went into a different bucket and got this out from storage. So whatever pieces of this glue, which is pretty much like jelly right now, or rubber, whatever you want, whatever it is, it's not glue anymore. So it smells like vinegar. All right, so I got a piece of paper to help keep this So yeah, this is the rubber in that glue bottle. I'm gonna have to cut it into small pieces and test which jar is going to start melting this back down. I'm not even and I could kind of check on this once or twice a day, you know, make sure just to, you know, just to see if anything changes so I could be more sure. So far it's just paint thinner and just doing a few different experiments with you know, different products and supplies. And even the paint thinner doesn't seem like it wants to break down the plastic into like a gooey, sticky glue. So I needed this type of footage just because I'm doing a separate situation. I'm making homemade glue, and I had so I got to, you know, just kind of document as much as I can. So this may be quite a wasteful amount of video footage and all that, but you know, it's something that might or might not work. You know, it's like, you know, within the specific you know, details of this. So I've got you know, I got different jars to try to make glue. And then I've got extra glob of glue. Seems like it might be breaking down a little bit, so I gotta check in on this pretty much in a week. And this is muriatic acid or mineral oil, mineral spirits. I think the mineral spirits, just from the top of my head, it basically for metal. You know, if like somehow there's like paint and stuff residue on metal, the acetone is it's a pretty it's pretty much a bleach or a cleanser, I think. There's all types of things. You know, adhesive remover. You know, it thins out, I guess, without really like separating paint and water or oil. The paint thinner, I don't really know like everything about it, but it works good in cleaning paint brushes and stuff. But now I've already tried the acetone and the mineral spirits with plastic, this type of plastic. So I'm trying paint thinner. There's probably other types of you know, materials or chemicals and stuff, but you know, just trying to do a few things, you know, make a short you know, tutorial, but also get a few things finished up and cleared up and cleaned up and situated. I'm probably going to have to check in like a day or two to really know what's happening. And I've got kind of like a stir stick here and a funnel and other some stuff for safety. I would think safety equipment, other, you know, just random stuff. But you know, and I've got to kind of find a tray or something a little bit. All right, so I put a little smaller piece inside the muriatic acid or mineral spirits they call it, but I'm not 100% sure what's going to really. The last thing that this was in was the acetone. I don't know if this works or that works, and as I mentioned, I'm going to probably check back in probably at least a week or two to see if anything happens. If nothing happens, I got to filter out everything. I got a little funnel here and there. Don't even know what these chemicals could really, you know, really don't know what I can mix it with, but just some old paint. I don't know. Just weird stuff that, you know, I wouldn't really recommend this without a real good, you know, like if this doesn't work or if that doesn't work, you know, just using it to clean up and polish stuff, get a good product or anything out of this.